So many of you have always asked me, can you show us inside your computer? So, here you go. As you can see, I've got a Z77 motherboard that's made by ASRock, or ASRock, whatever you want to call them. This is the Extreme 4 variant, but it was the best price for the kind of features that I wanted, really. As you can see, I've got an H100 cooler here, which you'll be thinking, how have you fit it into your Antec 900 case? Well, as you can see here, I've actually put the radiator down at the front of the case, as you can see just behind here. And I've got 4 120mm fans. So I've attached it to the case fans at the front, which are pushing, and then 2 120mm fans on the back, which are pulling. Which basically mean that I can run my CPU I didn't want to increase the volts or anything, so it's running at 4 gigs, and it keeps it very cool indeed. Unfortunately, when you've got this many fans going into your computer, it does take in a lot of dust, as you can see here. Just had to clean it all out. But as you can see, it is possible to mount an H100 inside an Antec, inside an Antec 900 case. Would I recommend these closed circuit water coolers? Yeah, I've had no problem with mine, and I managed to get it for, I can't even remember now, I think it was less than 80, or maybe it was even 70, less than 70 pounds, that is, that's about $100. And I fully recommend it. I've had no problems, and if nightmare scenarios do happen, apparently they happen around there, where you get leaks at the bottom, and then nightmare stories of it dripping down onto massive graphics cards. But from what I found from the Corsair forums, that they're fairly good, and if such nightmares do happen, then they basically pay for all the damage that it's cost, but hopefully it doesn't get your hard drives. So as you can see down there, because I installed the radiator, it took up basically all of the slots, and I had to take out the hard drive cage. So instead, I got one of these 3.5-inch mounts to or whatever it is. Basically the mount to make it fit inside these slots. I can't remember the inches. And so I mounted my hard drive up there, which is just a standard hard drive, and now we've got the Blu-ray drive above it. And that means that there's barely any room for the solid-state drive, which I basically have at the bottom, and I just randomly attached a mount with one screw, and there you go, it seems to be working out, so that's fine. Even though I'm running a quad core at 4 gigs, and I've also got this GTX 560 Ti, which is actually a triple slot cooler, but I don't think the cooler's that good. I only got this because it was the cheapest 560 Ti that was mispriced, and I managed to get it a year ago now for £125, which was pretty decent. But this power supply, I fully recommend Corsair. I know this is written upside down, which is a bit stupid considering the fan will go up that way. I guess this is meant for if it's mounted up in the top of a case, but in the Antec 900 you have it in the bottom. One thing I will say is I fully recommend these. I got this power supply, must be at least 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and I've run it probably every day for probably on average about, I think, must be about 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours a day, something like that. My computer is on, and it's never once given me any troubles. It's fully modular. I really recommend spending the extra money for at least for your main rig. Of course, Peppy has got the cheap and cheerful Golden Shine CTI, but it will work. Yesterday I was having a bit of a nightmare getting this rig to start. So what I ended up doing is using the paper clip. You attach the paper clip to the green wire that you see there on your 24-pin motherboard power supply, and then you wire it up to one of the blacks, and then you should be able to start the power supply without actually having attached to a motherboard and everything. Anyway guys, I hope you liked looking inside my computer, and you can see I keep it fairly tidy, but I'm not like completely ridiculously anal about the wiring, as you can see. But when you've got a closed circuit water cooler, really the air through the case isn't that important. So yeah, and we do also have a fatality X-Fi card, which are probably completely pointless. Maybe one of you guys will tell me if my motherboard sound is actually better than a dedicated X-Fi card or not. I don't even know. our outputs for the motherboard sound. We actually even have an optical cable output there, which is quite nice, but I blew some speakers up, so to say, which was quite disappointing. But yeah, this motherboard's really good. It's even got an eSATA, which is pretty nice for when you're being lazy. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.